Everyone, breaking news. Guys, we're traveling right now, so forgive the different look. But we have some breaking news coming to us from President Trump and Kash Patel. So this is huge. Things are unraveling very, very fast. And it obviously centers around one person, one name, and it is Jeffrey Epstein, to no one's surprise. So let's go ahead and talk about it. The cost of secrecy, potentially the erosion of trust, and why this is so much bigger than names on a list. All right, let's go ahead and jump right in. Also, please consider liking and subscribing. It really means the world to me. Okay, check this out. So President Trump just released this statement on Truth Social defending Pam Bondi and the rest of his administration. I'll just go ahead and read this. Check this out. President Trump, what's going on with my boys and in some cases gals? They're all going after Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is doing a fantastic job. We're on one team, MAGA, and I don't like what's happening. We have a perfect administration, the talk of the world, and selfish people are trying to hurt it all over a guy who never dies, Jeffrey Epstein. For years, it's Epstein over and over again. Why are we giving publicity to files written by Obama, crooked Hillary, Comey, Brennan, and the losers and criminals of the Biden administration who conned the world with a Russia hoax, 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, and more? They created the Epstein files, just like they created the fake Hillary Clinton, Christopher Steele dossier that they used on me. And now my so-called friends are playing right into their hands. Why didn't these radical left lunatics release the Epstein files? If there was anything in there that could have hurt the MAGA movement, why didn't they use it? They haven't even given up on the John F. Kennedy or Martin Luther King Jr. files. No matter how much success we have had securing the border, deporting criminals, fixing the economy, energy dominance, a safer world where Iran will not have nuclear weapons, it's never enough for some people. We are about to change. We are about to achieve more in 6 months than any other administration has achieved in over 100 years. And we have so much more to do. We are saving our country and making America great again, which will continue to be our complete priority. The left is imploding. Kash Patel and the FBI must focus on investigating voter fraud, political corruption, act blue, the rigged and stolen election of 2020, and arresting thugs and criminals, instead of spending month after month looking at nothing but the same old radical left-inspired documents on Jeffrey Epstein. Let Pam Bondi do her job. She's great. The 2020 election was rigged and stolen, and they tried to do the same thing for 2024. That's what she's looking at as AG and much more. 1 year ago, our country was dead. Now it's the hottest country in the world. Let's keep it that way and not waste our time and energy on Jeffrey Epstein, somebody that nobody cares about. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Holy smokes. Guys, as President Trump spends this essentially essay on talking about the unity of this country and attempting to refocus his administration as well as rallying up his base, he actually does so in a way that ignores some of the cracks, some betrayal that is lingering. Because look at this scoop coming to us from Laura Loomer as Trump talks about unity. This is what's happening behind closed doors. All right. Scoop. Laura Loomer, she shared this yesterday. She says that FBI Director Kash and Dan Bongino are livid with AG Pam Bondi over her DOJ memo and the lack of transparency from her office regarding the Jeffrey Epstein files. Look at this. Sources tell me Dan Bongino's taken the day off today from his job as Deputy Director of the FBI, and there's now speculation on whether or not he will return to his job at the FBI over his disgust with Blondie's lack of transparency and handling of the Epstein files. Look at this. Pam Bondi has brought total embarrassment to President Trump, J.D. Vance, Dan Bongino, and Kash Patel. She has also lied to the American people. And check this out. I'm told Kash and Bongino are furious with Blondie and the blowback she has caused them with her lack of transparency. Kash Patel and Dan Bongino should call for Blondie's public resignation today to save themselves and to also push for full transparency into the Epstein files. This is an issue the American people care deeply about. Someone needs to be fired for this. Given Blondie courtesy to resign is more than she deserves. Trump should just fire her. So she shared this yesterday, has over 5 million views. And this is a huge, heated moment. So many people have chimed in. Look at this. Megan Kelly says, I can't confirm. It's Bongino or Bondi. Bondi. The pick is obvious. Bondi must go. But in the same moment, right? So just today, Kash Patel tweeted this saying, the conspiracy theories just aren't true. They never have been. It's an honor to serve the President of the United States, President Trump, and I'll continue doing so for as long as he calls on me. All right. So definitely a shock statement. One of the top comments by Brick Suit says, I'm still in your corner, sir. So there you have it. Kash Patel looks like he's staying where he is in the same moment. Pam Bondi is staying silent, and we have not heard a word from Dan Bongino either. All right, check this out. Yep, so it looks like there's still silence coming from that corner. But you know what? People aren't silent. All right. This is one of the biggest stories that the Trump administration has found themselves in. And as more and more time passes, the water continues to get murkier and murkier. And you know what? I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anything short of complete transparency in this arena is borderline deception. But I do think Lex Fridman said it best. Look at this. Just yesterday, he said, U.S. government needs to release the Epstein list and be fully transparent about everything related to this case. And don't treat the public like we're idiots. Otherwise, trust is completely shattered. It's obvious. Do the right thing. One of the biggest words that I associate personally with the Trump administration is transparency. We see this happening in HHS, which is being led by Robert F. Kennedy Jr. We're seeing so much corruption get exposed, and people love this, right? We want the transparency. We want to know what's happening. We want to know what we're putting into our body, whether we're forcing people like M&Ms to be more transparent with their labels, or we're talking about medical schools being more transparent in how they're educating future doctors, right? It is obvious. Let's go ahead and engage in transparency like we've never before. So let's live up to the character of that word. Let's do right by the victims. Let's stop protecting power and start protecting truth, because this matters. And I do agree with Lex Fridman. It's obvious. All right, let's do the right thing. Anyways, that's what I'm feeling. But you know what? I'd love to know what you're feeling about this incredibly decisive moment for President Trump, his administration, and honestly, the conservative movement in general. Are we going to be the people who embrace transparency even when it's uncomfortable? Or are we going to be the people who try to sweep things under the rug because it might be easier? All right, this is huge. But let me know what you think about all this in the comment section. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? And what do you want to see happen? What future do you want to be created? All right. As always, please let me know how you feel about all this, and please consider liking and subscribing. It really does make a huge difference. All right. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys next time.
Episode's over already? Jeez, that was fast. Well, they say beautiful things do not last forever, but feel free to watch and listen to another one of these episodes if you're interested in those conversations as well. Also, this next part is huge. Make sure to obliterate that like and subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you never skip a beat. I also have a newsletter where we dive into the news, politics, and ideas that shape our future. If you're interested in signing up, I'd really appreciate that. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. Thank you so much for watching and listening, and I'll see you next time.